Hello, I'm Mac, at least for a day, and everything's going to be okay. I've got some exciting news while I was live streaming and doing the Beachhead expedition, getting new lore from ancient ruins with the um, historiographical dosimeter. I came across some lore that I really think hints at what we're going to get in the next major update to No Man's Sky. So I'll go ahead and read through the different lore I discovered. The weapon followed its master, arcing through ruined cities that rose above the clouds. So obviously that is really huge. We've had some references to cities in lore recently. This one is like really direct, saying that they were ruined cities that rose above the clouds. Obviously, people have been asking for and begging for cities for a long, long time, and more recently, people have been talking about it. So this, I think, more than anything, makes it really likely that we may actually be getting cities. It says ruined cities, so it would likely not be, populated cities that NPCs are in. And I talked about this before, that I thought it was possible that the cities would actually be ruined rather than populated, and that's actually better, because honestly, I don't think populated cities would be all that interesting in No Man's Sky. I think it would just be a bunch more NPCs milling around that you could talk to. Maybe there'd be a few interesting things to do, maybe some new shops, but I don't think it would add much to the game. But would really add a lot to the game is ruined cities, and I'll tell you why in a second, because I'm going to read the next lore entry that talks about this. It fell upon sprawling catacombs, worlds of dead gods deep underfoot. So this lore entry is a part of the same one. The first one I read about cities continues, and the next page of it talks about the sprawling catacombs deep underfoot. So that really makes me think that the very thing that I've been hoping for is going to happen, that we're going to have ruined cities, and underneath them there's going to be new dungeons. So like the dungeons we've gotten with the No Man's Sky Desolation update, when we got derelict freighters with dungeons in them that we could explore and get loot from, I think now they're going to add ruined cities that have ruins underground that we can explore and get stuff. The other possibility is that the catacombs could be referring to caves. So it says sprawling catacombs, worlds of dead gods deep underfoot. I mean, that doesn't really sound like caves because it says worlds of dead gods. Not sure what it means by the dead gods. I don't know, because gods aren't really a thing in No Man's Sky other than some species of aliens worship the Atlas like it's a god. But that makes me think that it's like ruins that have like statues, like idols of gods or something, rather than caves. So catacombs could refer to caves, but I think it's more likely that these are ruins of a civilization underneath the cities, deep underfoot. So I think it's probably referring to the dungeons that I hoped that cities would bring us. And then I'll read you the last lore entry. This one is separate from the others, but it also is really interesting because it seems to continue the same thread as the previous two. A citadel, its colossal heart, no pilgrimage would. It dwarfed them all. No other could match it. Some of it's kind of broken there because it does the whole thing where it doesn't say everything that it's saying. But it's talking about a citadel. And it sounds like it's talking about the same city that talked about in the previous lore entry, that that there was a citadel, like one really tall building its colossal heart, the city's colossal heart, that dwarfed them all. So there's a giant building in the middle of the city that dwarfed them all, and no other building could match it. Now, all of this, some people are probably going to say that it's referring to the new giant buildings that we have. We got giant buildings in the Origins update, but this refers to cities, which the giant buildings really can't be referred to as cities. They're kind of centers of commerce, but they're really not a city. They're just one giant building. Now, the citadel that it's talking about, they might use the giant buildings as the citadel in the center, or something like it would be a building as big as the giant buildings at the center. But I think this could be a new type of building. Don't know what the citadel will do or what, but yeah. So there's a lot of other lore entries. Most of the lore entries in the Beachhead expedition talk about a weapon, and this one briefly mentioned it. It talks about the weapon followed its master, arcing through ruined cities that rose above the clouds. So a lot of the lore entries talk about some weapon, and here where it says it followed its master, I don't know what that could be. Pets follow their masters, but you can't really call pets a weapon. Pets can be given weapons, but I don't think it's referring to a pet. Yeah, we don't have any other weapons that follow us around. I don't know what the weapon's referring to, but it could be some cool new thing that they're going to add. I don't know what. But I mean, the lore entries talk about the weapon like it's some super incredible thing. Not sure. But these three ones got me really excited because they talk about cities, they talk about catacombs, possibly beneath the cities, and a giant citadel at the center, which no idea what that would be, but it could be, something special. But anyway, that's about it. I'm really excited now about the next major update because this lore, I think, is really hinting at it. Oh yeah, the other thing I wanted to say was recently I did a video about cities, and it showed, I had said that it showed some images that turned out to be fake, that someone on Twitter had said that they, had said that they had data mined it, but it wasn't. It was just a fake April Fool's joke. But the interesting thing that somebody said was that Sam Swain, the member of the Hello Games team who has designed a procedural city building technology called Appearance, he liked that tweet. He liked the tweet about cities, and for a long time people have been speculating that Sam Swain's Appearance technology would eventually be used to make cities in No Man's Sky. So, I mean, that's a kind of an unrelated thing that could be a hint. And also, previously, people had talked to Sam Swain on Twitter, and when the Desolation update came out, people asked Sam Swain if his Appearance engine had been used to create the dungeons in the Desolation update, the derelict freighter dungeons, and he said, no, my system has not been used in No Man's Sky yet. He actually used the word yet, and people got really excited that, maybe Sam Swain's engine is going to be used in the game someday. And so that's another time that Sam Swain has kind of implied that his system might be used to make cities in the game. And he, like you said, he liked the April Fool's joke about cities being found in the files. So a lot of things are pointing to the possibility that we're going to get cities now, not the least of which these new lore entries. So I'm really excited, and I can't wait till the end of the Beachhead expedition and whenever we have the next major update in No Man's Sky. But anyway, I have been Mac. Thank you for joining me for a day. And remember, everything's going to be okay. I would like to thank the people who have given to my channel: Shell Owens, JSpot51, and Meg Payton. Thank you so much for giving so that I can continue to make daily content. If you would also like to support me, you can do so through channel memberships on YouTube by clicking join, or through Patreon at patreon.com/Mac4Day, or just like and subscribe also really helps to support my channel. Thank you.